of service towards Hashem begins with the foundation of Hakaras HaTov, of expressing gratitude. Ari, you did a fine job with one glaring omission. You left yourself out. Thank you on behalf of all of Bnei Akiva for tuning out. It's a pleasure to welcome our Consul General, Yaron Seidman, and our Rav Shaul Feldman, the Director of Bnei Akiva of North America here. And with their kind permission, I'd like to share a few words directed to Asher and Merion, who Ira is absolutely correct. We could spend the entire evening speaking honestly of your accolades and your accomplishments, and we would only scratch the surface. It is today, of course, a moment of celebration, Yom Yerushalayim, and I'd like to focus for a minute on the fact that although in our time we have this incredible gift of Yerushalayim, we still feel that some things are not quite complete. We have Yerushalayim, and there are people in this room who merited to hear those momentous words uttered in 1967, Yerushalayim B'Yadeinu, and I can only begin to imagine what it must have been like at that time. But still, we don't have a built Beit HaMikdash, and there's a sense that things are not complete. Indeed, the Gemara tells us that whoever does not merit to see the building of the Beit HaMikdash in his time, it is as if he destroyed it. It's a very powerful yet disturbing statement. For years, for centuries, Jews have longed for a rebuilt Yerushalayim, for a rebuilt Beit HaMikdash. Can it possibly be that after all the tears, after all the wars, after all the blood, that there is so much on our shoulders that we are considered to have destroyed the Beit HaMikdash because we haven't seen it built in our time? How do we live with that? I think the reconciliation comes from an assurance provided elsewhere in the Talmud, where the Gemara tells us in Megillah of Chotes that when the Beit HaMikdash is rebuilt, all of the shuls and all of the houses of study, all the Batei Knesiyot and all the Batei Midrashot of the entire diaspora will be brought to Eretz Yisrael. And the Maharsha explains that they will be built around the Beit HaMikdash itself, and they will be considered to be a part of the Beit HaMikdash. And so therefore, one who participates in building a shul and participates in building a community is participating in the act of building the Beit HaMikdash in our own time. And on this remarkable day of Yom Yerushalayim, where we celebrate one of the greatest miracles of our generation, it is very appropriate to pay tribute to two really remarkable individuals who have done so much for Bnei Akiva of Lower Merion, for Lower Merion Synagogue, for so many of our schools, and for our youth in general. Asher and Merion, who I know it was very difficult for the two of you to be away from Israel for 3 years. But I want you to know that by building up our shul, by building up our community, you are actually participating in the building of the Beit HaMikdash. And we have a tremendous debt of Hakarat HaTov to you for the incredible work that you've done. On a personal note, Adina and I will miss you very much. I'll definitely miss two very good Twizzler customers and their glorious smiles. But we hope to have the zchut to join with you in a physically rebuilt Beit HaMikdash b'mehera v'yameinu to celebrate many smachot. Mazal tov, thank you very much.
now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our Council General.